Hello, Mr. Castro, Mr. Stevenson,
Hey,
and
Mr. Tyler.
hey, dude.
What's up, Mr.
Okay, hey, okay, Amir is here. Okay, let me do attendance again. Okay, so I got Miss Jones. I got, what did she say? My computer tweaking. Hold on. Okay, well, I hope you can fix it. Let me see here. Who's in class right now? Jones is here. Franklin is here. Look at this list. Stevenson is here. Yes, I know, computer. Stop. Uh, Let me refresh this. Make sure I got everybody. I got Castro, right? Yep. Right. Why isn't it saving? Okay, it saved that time. All right. So, everybody, get your screen sized up. If you don't know what that means, I'll show you in a moment. But use this time to get logged into your Edsby as well as your Google account. You should have a Gmail or some sort to use Google Docs. So in 2 minutes, we're going to start our norms and jump into today's assignment. You might want to get into Esby and find the assignment, and then I'm going to show you how to type it up in a moment. Welcome to class, Miss Love. I got to mark Miss Love present. She just showed up. Uh,
My mama said when she tried to bring that computer up to the school, wasn't nobody there.
okay, well, you got to keep reaching out to me. But were you able to put the Google Docs on your phone?
I don't have no storage.
You have to delete something to me. You have to delete a video
All
game or
right.
something. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. By the way, everybody should have emails. Students have been trying to finesse the system. I can't get in. Look, if you have the link, you can get in. So please stop with that one. You'll be marked absent. You also should be getting emails again from me to show you the link. So no more excuses, please. All right, 50 seconds. Okay, so we're going to get started. We're going to go through our norms first. So let me move this out the way. And it's 5 basic norms and academic norms. It is the creed of our school. So we're going to go through it real quickly. I'm going to go down the list. This is for in-class points for you to respond, and one to make sure your camera's working. Like I check in and every now and then, but sometimes the camera slows down my computer, so I turn it off, and that's so I can really see everything you guys are doing. So I'm here, and the policy is your camera has to stay on the entire time in class, unless you have an icon like Tamia has there with the Mr. Irvin logo. All right, so then if you have a logo, it's not just Tamia. It looks like Castro has one too. Okay, no, it's not. That's not Castro. Let me change this view. Who has that logo twice? It's twice on the screen. Oh, okay. It's Miss Jones. Okay, I was like, who is that? So Castro's camera's on, Steven's camera's on, and Franklin. Do you have a camera issue that you discussed with Mr. Irvin? Oh, there you go. Okay, you gotta keep it on, ma'am. Thank you. So those are only two that actually are exempt because that's something that Mr. Irvin's working on with them. We're going to go through our norms. This is just to make sure you guys are in class. CPS requires me to check on you like this. So I'm not doing the most, and the CPS like tells me I have to do this. Okay, so we're going to start first in the list. Miss Jones, can you read number 1?
Another person.
So she sounded far away. Okay, but thank you. Number 2, that would be Mr. Castro.
Education and classroom are sacred.
Awesome. Mr. Stevenson, can you read number 3?
We will never behave in the way that we'll discard ourselves, school.
Thank you, sir. Miss Franklin, can you read number 4, please?
Excel, carry yourself, what students is always a lady or gentleman.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry that's happening to you. But Ms. Jones, can you read number 5? Let's see if it's improving or not.
We take pride in self academy somewhere.
That was a little bit better though. You fixed it or something. Let's go to our academic norms, everybody. So next would be Mr. Castro, number 1.
We respect the opinions of others.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Stevenson, number 2.
Dang, Mr. Tyler, when I'm
Whoa.
gonna read?
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Tamia. Go ahead. I'm sorry. That's my fault. Can you read 2
We
and 3?
respect the culture of the classroom.
And
We
3?
are attentive and participate.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Number 4. Who was on? Was it Castro? She cussed me out real good.
We have high expectations of ourselves, our peers, and our teachers.
All right. And I'm sorry, Stevenson, can you do the last one?
We are here to focus on fulfilling ourselves with personal data.
Okay. So these are points, but there's more points to go around, everybody. So don't feel like if I missed you, just say, where is my turn at? Like Tamia did, but not as loud. All right. So let's get into the assignment. Woo, she snapped on me. So today, everybody, it says take attendance. I did this already. All right, I'll come back to that. Oh, Lord, Edsby. Okay, so in your Edsby portal, you should be in our 3rd period, right? So click on that, make sure you're in there, and you're going to resize your screens, meaning one screen is going to be your work screen with your Google Doc. Another screen is going to be your Edsby portal so you can keep up what's going on in class. All right, now today's assignment is what's the kinetic energy? So you guys might want to start getting the questions over to a Google Doc right now. So here's what I mean. Make sure you're logged into your Gmail account. And if you are logged in, you'll have access to Google Apps. Now, if you're on a cell phone, it's going to be really difficult because you have to download the app to do the work. And then we have share outs. And I don't want you feeling like, okay, you didn't give me my opportunity to pass with my endpoints, my in-class points. So let's click on Google Apps. And then we're going to click on Docs. Once you're in Docs, you create a blank document. First thing you want to do is name the document because this helps you find it on quiz days. So double click in there and change it from untitled document to do now. And I'm going to show you what to type. I'm just waiting for it to highlight everything. Okay, I think I got it. And I'm going to type do now, hyphen or, dash today's date, which is the 10th, right? 11/2020. And then next is your header. It goes into the document right after you type this part. So that'll be what we have. I'll put my name, but you should be putting yours. Let me make this bigger so you guys can see it, because then as soon as I can't see that, I can't copy and paste it either. You got to type as I'm typing to keep up. So I hope you are doing what I'm doing. Change this 150, and I'm gonna make this all font 14 so you guys see it. Well, type your name where I'm typing my name at. Next, you're going to type the date again, and it'll be the 10th of November, 2020. You're going to put your period. This is 3rd period, right? You guys are engineering students. So 3rd, and then you're going to put intro to engineering with robotics, because that's what you guys are. Now, you guys are cohort A. There's another period right after this period, cohort B, meaning like in college, you have a class and everyone's your classmate. And you go through these classes together. I don't know if you had me once or twice, but a lot of y'all notes, y'all gonna need them if you see me again. So I hope you're taking good notes for the quiz, and also if you see me in the future. All right, so let's continue on. We now need the title. Anyone know what today's title is? Put it in the chat if you think you know. So I'm gonna wait 30 seconds, and then I'm just gonna tell you what it is. Now, if you're not sure where to find it, if you're new to the class, the title is always inside of EDSB. And I just showed, go to the assignment today. And what was the name of the assignment? I said it a long time ago. Let's see who remembers.
Synchronous, something like that.
Say that again, Castro. I didn't hear you.
Synchronous,
Not synchronous.
or so, I don't know.
It starts with a question. What's the what? Oh, whoa. Franklin got it. Sorry, Castro. Yeah, she got the points. So that's 25 points. Where did you, Miss Franklin, if you can tell Castro, where did you find that at? Can you share your screen?
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay, so I give you the full 25. She caught it. Now I wanted to do this so you'll know. I'm gonna stop presenting. Share your screen, Miss Franklin, and show them what you did to find that title. And I'm gonna type it in while she's doing that. So she put it in the chat, and I just wanted you to know, Castro, where she got it. Very good. You see there it says what? She got a highlight. Thank you, Miss Franklin. What's the kinetic energy? All right, so that's our title. You can stop sharing. Very good job, ma'am. All right, so what's the kinetic energy is what you should be typing into your Google Doc right now as the title. And that was a moment of how you can get in-class points if you're paying attention and participating. Remember, attentive and participate, right? All right, so what's the kinetic energy? I'm typing that in. I think you guys can see what I'm doing. Is the title. We're going to center the title. This is what I did when I was in grammar school and high school. What is the kinetic energy? How about that? Google didn't like my grammar. Okay, we're just gonna leave it at that. What is kinetic energy? Google keep playing with me. And then you need an exit slip, right? And it's worth 25 points towards previous assignments. So you got to do this, and it's real simple what the exit slip is. You got to do this towards the end because it helps you guys get what's called a bank of points for in-class participation. A lot of students were doing horrible on the work, and then boom, they still somehow pass. Well, it wasn't because I'm just like, I thought you were cool. It's because you had a certain amount of points to get you through. That's the hands-on part of this class. So you got to participate and be paying attention. So 25 points towards previous assignments. All right. In 2 weeks, we're going to figure out who the lab assistants are, or learning aides. Those are students in the class who have a 90 or higher, and all they have to do really is help out on quiz days. So these are the students that really got a hang of the class and know what they're doing. These are also the students that were in the building wearing the white lab jackets. They were helpers of the class. They had perks, you know, like pizza parties and stuff. We'll see if we can continue that or not. At any rate, classroom term today is one part of the exit slip. You gotta tell the definition of that. I'm gonna give you the words in a minute. And then also the word of the day. That's what they tell you in Townhouse and GGI. You need those two. And I think the word of the day was what? Ornate, I think. And I gotta look up the term. So by now you guys have a little, like, by this much typed up. Okay. So let's see here. Now I'm gonna bring the screen back, you all, but I want to show you the classroom that you should have in EDSB already. So if you scroll up in EDSB, I've tried to be deliberate. That's why I got to send emails now, because I got students trying to finesse me. I'm like, okay, you can't make it in, huh? Okay, really? All right. How about this email to you and your parent? That's what I just got finished doing a while ago. So I'm gonna copy this link, and this is a helper to you. This shows you how to get to your class in case you get lost, and also it lets you find the most recent videos of what we did in class in case you need to go back and you missed a step. So don't panic. Those students go, you're going too fast, but we only got an hour, you guys, so it's only so much. All assignments are due by 8 p.m. So this link that I shared in the chat is right here, and I'll present it with the recording. Like this is yesterday's recordings. You can find most of your recordings in the library section. Okay. Oh, welcome to class, Mr. Carter. Let me mark him present. Yeah, I just had to send out emails to many students saying it's just excuses. I can't get in. Yeah, you can. You just don't want to come in. Let's see here. So I love internet cybersecurity. It tells you what the students are doing. Okay, so Lee Carter just got here. And see, that's why I checked attendance again. I'm giving y'all time to catch up, by the way. You don't think I'm just talking. David still didn't come. I sent all these emails out to y'all. Tamia made it. Let me see here. Something's wrong. Okay, who's in the room now? That's what I got to look at. Okay, Castro, I got. Because it didn't save. Franklin's already here. Amir was here. When it doesn't save, that's really irritating. Okay, there we go. And somebody leave? Uh-oh. I hope he come back. I want to mark him absent. He's been here. So let's see here. Stevenson, I got everybody. Now let's see if it saves correctly this time. Everybody should be almost through typing up what I've typed up so far. I'm going to start on a problem in a moment. I'm just correcting the attendance. Mr. Carter arrived. Okay, I don't see Melody. All right. All right, so let me get to this problem. I was like, where is she at? I don't see her yet. So you want to take the questions. Ms. Franklin, can you mute yourself?
Tyler.
Oh, you back? Okay. Okay, it's Tamia. No, I'm saying mute yourself.
Oh, I know.
There you go. Thank you. Because I think you had some TV playing or something. Welcome back, Castro. I was like, what happened to him? I just did.
Oh, my dad was calling.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, dude, I didn't want to mark you absent. You're here though. So let me get on track. The questions, right? Let's go through the agenda. So I wanted to talk about this part here, and I sent you the slide deck. And basically, where is it at? This is the real one. That's the one for you guys. So if you click on, it's going to come in present mode automatically. You click on me, it'll take you to my prep period. There's a lot of useful stuff in here, but I want you to focus on CTE because you guys are robotics students. So click on the CTE logo. And if you click on the CTE logo, what happens is it changes screens.
Wait, where are we supposed to click, Mr. Tyler?
Oh, you didn't get the link, huh? Okay, let me send it again. Be right back. I'm cleaning up before my mom get here. Girls, you something else. All right. Well, anyway, I don't even know what to say to that. I hope you also get this work done for your mom here, and I had to call her. Like, look, she's doing stuff. So, because you guys got to be out in class. I'm not being able.
Hold up, I'll be right back. Let me join through my computer, Mr. Tyler.
You said what, Castro?
Let me join through my computer. It's because I'm on my phone and doing the
Yeah,
work.
man, I'm trying to tell you, this phone stuff gonna kick y'all butt. So basically, go through the slide deck, and I'm telling you where to go so you can get to the word of the day and classroom term of the day. All right. There's an extra credit assignment in here. I keep trying to direct y'all to this, and you click on this video and you give a one-page paper. And I'm going to save this paper for an assignment you happen to not do at the end of the quarter. But you have to do the report, and the credit is no longer useful, I want to say, after midterms. So you got to do it before midterms to get the credit. There are two links here. One's third period, one's fifth period. And these are Google icons you click on to get to either class in case you guys get lost. But I'm going to be sending out emails anyway because I have students saying, I can't get in. And then they just, no, that's not how it works. So I want Miss Franklin to read the objective. Do you see it there in the gray box? It's agenda.
Today's objective, students will be able to evaluate the equation of work with respect to force and distance.
All right, thank you. All right, and then Castro, can you read the classroom term of the day and word of the day in the white box there?
force and ordinate.
Yes, sir. So those are the two terms, everybody. And you have this slide deck. You might want to bookmark it for later. That you got to put in your Google Doc, right? So let's get started on that. So we know it's orient, and the term was force. Now, to get credit, you got to put the definitions of both. Just type what I typed and leave it empty. It needs a definition. And you can look it up, or if you remember Townhouse GGI, you could put that definition in there. Okay. So it's 12:42. I got to move a little faster, y'all, because we got here 1:20, and we got some problems to do. It's a few problems. So let's copy the problems over. I was going to take, open it up for points and have people read stuff, but we got to get into this problem because I want you to be able to turn something in and handle your homework problem. CPS policy is you guys have synchronous and asynchronous work. So before you be like, a few students came to me yesterday and then the other periods, it was like, why are you at homework? Because that's what CPS wants y'all to do. So we already went through this part. Synchronous is your problems you do with me. So you'll notice the problem says 1S, 2S. We're going to do those two together, hopefully, and 3A. Okay, so grab those problems real quick. You can copy and paste it from EDSB or retype it. You choose. And you're going to put it right after your exit slip portion. So I'm going to put that there. Okay. So you have all three questions. At this point, you should have this much typed up so it's not hard on you to do later on tonight because this is all due by 8 p.m. Okay. All right, so I think everybody has what I have. I'm grabbing the problems, and now I'm about to go through it. So first thing is first, you may not remember, we're going to do simulations later. Next week, we're going to have simulations, and some students have had the class already. They know what they are. They're animations or visualizations that let you see these concepts in real time. All right, so first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you know the equation for kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is equivalent to, it's 1 divided by 2. It's 1/2. It's a fraction. I hope you guys are typing this up. This is some of your notes, especially for Friday. The mass multiplied by the velocity, and the velocity is squared. And raise that to the power of 2. Okay. So what's next? How do we measure these things? Well, let's come down one. I don't know if you guys remember in class, I've always said 1/2 is the same as saying what? 1/2 is 1 divided by 2. That's 0.5. Wait a minute, Franklin put the notes in it. Thank you, Miss Franklin. Miss Franklin, can you just read that part with the synchronous and the problem? Because I'm about to jump into the problem. So I can see that's participation points. I can give her like 25 points for that.
Read what I put in the group chat.
Yes, what you put in the chat. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Complete the following questions below. Notes: asynchronous problems are done in class. Asynchronous problems are completed at home. The kinetic energy of a small boat is 17,879 joules. Well, that's the word, right? Joules.
Yeah, it is joules. You said it right.
Okay, joules. If the boat speed is 5.0 meters per second, what is the mass? What is its mass?
Thank you very much. I had to mute myself because I didn't want. She's like, you guys are on a separate TV screen, so I don't want it to overlap, and y'all. That's why I muted myself. But so you got 25 points for reading that, and now we're going into the problem. I want you guys to pay attention to that. All right. So I'm rewriting it because I'm telling you what it's measured in. 1 divided by 2 is the same as 0.5. If you just take a calculator and say 1 divided by 2, you get 50%, right? It's half. And then next, mass. Mass is measured in kilograms. Velocity, this is multiplied by velocity, is measured in meters per second. And don't forget, all of that's going to be squared, right? So I'm going to put a 2 here and raise to the power. These are the measurements of these different variables: kinetic energy, mass, and velocity. Constants like a half, they're just basically numbers. You got to multiply because that's what's measured with this, from what the scientists have said. So format, raise this to the power of 2. And yes, please edit the same way. This is a scientific document. Trying to train you guys to be, STEM majors, not just in college. I mean, not just in high school, but in college as well. So turn this off. Come down one. And the last part is the mathematical representation of our equation. So it's going to be KE. We're just going to call it K dot E dot, right, for kinetic energy is equivalent to, I already told you 1/2. I'm going to put 0.5. That's the same as 1/2, everybody. I don't want nobody getting confused. Times m, lowercase m, times velocity. Don't forget it is squared. This will help us when we do the algebra by using the mathematical form. Okay. So now our known and unknown values, right? What do we know about the problem? What did the problem give us? Unknown. What don't we know? Let's look at our problem. And Miss Franklin just read it to us, right? So let me come over here. And the first value we have, and I gave you these notes. You always center your notes so you have something to use to tackle the problem. So what did the problem give us? Well, it says it in the problem. The kinetic energy, right? Hint, hint, is 17,879 joules. Kinetic energy is measured in joules. All right, so we're going to put KE, K dot E, from our equation above. I'm just taking this equation apart and seeing what we have, guys and gals. And that's what? I said 17,879 joules. Next, they gave us something else, right? If we look here, it says the boat's speed. Now, if you're not really familiar with physics, speed has no direction. Velocity does. One's a vector, one's a scalar. We're not going to go into all that. We'll do that with simulations later. But it's basically the velocity. So I'm going to say V for velocity is equal to 5.0. And it's meters. You can say m/s if you want to type all that. That I'll allow. And I'll come over here to your unknown. Well, what's unknown about this problem? What's the problem asking you? It's asking you basically for the mass. This is what she say? DTM. Yeah, and I gotta say to you students, you doing too less. Yes, I don't know. So try to catch up. What do we got? Unknown value is mass. M is equal to question mark something, and remember I told you kilograms. You're gonna need all these notes by share out. I hope you're keeping up. Right. So, and I'm only going as fast as I can because we still got to tackle the second problem together, and then third problem that's your homework problem. All right. So we come down, and now our strategy is what? How do we get this accomplished? Well, our strategy will be simply, what am I looking at? We solve for mass. So solve for mass using algebra via the kinetic energy equation. You literally only have to type up what I'm typing up, everybody. All right. So let's continue on. I'm going to use this equation, the equation I just discussed with you, put it here. Okay. I'm just going to bring it to the side because we got some steps to do to get it done. We're almost there with being done with this problem. Now I'll turn the chat back on in a moment. But what was I doing? Oh, David made it. Okay, hold on. I knew I sent out the emails. All right. I had to send them again because students were saying they couldn't get in. It's like, yeah, sorry, don't believe it. Okay, so you got to try to catch up, Mr. Concepcion. We are almost through with the do now. You came really late. So what was I saying? We're going to now solve for mass here. So I'm going to copy all this. Okay, come down one. That doesn't look like it's regular script. There you go. That looks like the regular script. And now I'm going to start trying to get the mass by itself. So really all I have to do is remove anything around the M here by doing the opposite mathematical operation, and that would be division, right? Because these are multiplication processes. I'm just going to group everything in parentheses here and divide by what I don't want next to the mass. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in different colors too. What happens? So this is a change, right, from above. That's not what I wanted. This one. Yeah, there we go. And this is a change from above. So you know what changed in there. You can't see it. The highlight. Yep. And we're going to divide by, well, we have 0.5 there. We're going to divide by 0.5. And we're going to also divide by Stevenson left. Uh-oh. We're also going to divide by what's next to it? Velocity. So we'll take this velocity squared. Welcome back, dude. You having internet problems? What's going on?
That only took 1 second. I had to
You know
log
I'm
off
messing
my
with you. Try to
phone
keep
for
up, dude. All right, so everybody see that I divided what I don't want next to my mass. That's how you cancel things out, because basically velocity squared divided by velocity squared is 1. 0.5 divided by 0.5 is 1. And we're not through, because what you do to one side, right, everybody, you do to the other. That's the whole secret of algebra. So I'm going to group this up and place this here. All right. So now looking at it, some things are going to cancel. Make sure I show you the changes across the board to the equation. Okay, so that changed the red, because these are things I changed from the prior equation, and now I'm canceling things out. All right, so I'm gonna grab this, come down one, and place it here. Now, what crosses out? Well, I told you already. These two, right? All these things here will cross out, because they will divide out. Velocity squared divided by velocity squared is 1. So let me strike this out. And all this over here will go away. This is why you use the mathematical form before you put numbers in to calculate the correct algebra way. So let's clean this up. What does it look like once we've solved for mass? So it's going to be all this jazz, but it's gone, right? So I'm going to take all this away. And your new equation is just going to be mass, or m, right? That's lowercase m, is equivalent to that there. At this point, you can now relax a little bit, because you can put the numbers in that we found from the problem in our known and unknown section. Let's do that. Mass, what was that? Kinetic energy. We just take it from above. While we set up our known and unknowns and looked at our notes, as engineers or scientists would, and that number goes here. Okay. The next one is the speed. It has to be squared. 0.5, it just stays 0.5, but that velocity we know is 5.0 meters per second. So I'm going to take this from here. And don't forget, it has to be squared. So I'm going to put parentheses, that number, and its measure, which is meters per second squared. All right, so I'm just laying down for a second, because we got one more problem to do. But honestly, we're towards the end of the problem. So I'm going to show you the last steps, which is how it converts. If you have these notes on the test, come back. If you have these notes on the test for Friday's test,
Mr. Tyler, I
you
can't
say,
keep
well, you
up.
can't keep up, Castro? Why not?
Yeah, because it freezes every time. I can't. I don't even know how you put those lines and everything. Every time you try to do that, the computer
Okay,
freezes.
so you just got to use format.
And then
Right. So just use format and come down to text and strike out. So we had a meeting about this with staff. You guys can't say I don't know no more. Just like you figure out video games and everything else, you got to figure it out. So go to format, text, and strike out, and that's how you cross it out to answer your question. Okay. So let's keep going, because we got one more problem to do. I was going to actually convert this to something you guys can calculate. So joules has inside of it kilograms and meters per second. So that's what's going to pop out when we do that. So what does that become? Joules, right? I told you it's going to convert to kilograms, and it's multiplied by meters per second. And if you come up here, it's got to be meters per second squared because it's a 2 there. So that's how that second square down there is going to actually cancel out with that one and leave only kilograms. So I'm put 2 here and raise it to a power. You click on format, in case you know how to do that, text and superscript. All right. So now it looks exactly correct. And this is how you get maximum points. What cancels out? I just told you a moment ago. Let's do that. Well, this squared meters per second, it's gone. Because if you look over here, there's another one. So they divide out. They become 1. So let's cross that out. And don't forget this one crosses out just at the measurement part. The number stays there. So this is gone. Now we literally have only the 5.0 being squared and it's multiplied by 0.5. So let me clean this up so you guys can see the final calculation. So this is gone, right? And this part is gone. Even really kilograms comes at the end of this, so we'll move it. Okay. Now we're ready to calculate the final answer to the first problem. And I'm going to start you off on the second problem, but I'm going to make sure you guys have a moment to share out.
Go back up. Go back up.
Sure. I was just making room, but okay. I'm not done, but all right. She said, go back up. So we're going to put this in Math Papa. That's the next thing. If you're familiar with Math Papa from last quarter, that is a program that was used to, where is it at? Calculate the final answer. So I'm going to put that in the chat. There you go. And this is how you're going to calculate the final answer. Now, how do you do that, right? Well, it's real simple if you understand the order of operations. Just rewrite it the same way. So let me write it in here for you guys. So come over, scroll over a little bit so I can see it. And I'm going to remove all this. This is the last period I use this calculator. And what do is, so I'm going to put the division button to make it a fraction. And 17,879. Come down here and it's going to be divided all by 0.5, multiplied by 5.0. And if I hold shift and press 6, it'll raise it to a power, and it's 2 because it's squared, right? Close parentheses, enter. I get the final answer to be this. All right. So let's put that in and then set you up for the second problem. Give you a little time to work on it, and we're going to share out because it's 1 o'clock. So I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes to work on it. And then we share out, see who gets their in-class points for the end of the day. And talk about, make sure we know how to turn this work into EDSB. All right. So,
Go back to your,
you say go where?
To your dog.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to. I'm about to. Just let me grab this answer for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. All this is gone. The final answer is 1,438.32 kilograms. All right, and then the doc. Okay. So these are all the steps you need initially. I'm going to put it in the chat to help you out because I know some people can't see and all this stuff. But if you don't have it edited correctly, it's going to be a problem as far as your score. So here you go. And I'm going to set a clock for 15 minutes to let you guys catch up. Now, remember, in the chat, it's not crossed out. So you have to do exactly as I've done, or you will lose some points. So use your chat. In 5 minutes, we're going to talk about the second problem. Okay? But I'll scroll up and down if you need me to so you can see this. That's the only part I'm going to give you in the chat. You should have the notes, though, and everything else. Franklin, can you mute yourself, dear?
Oh, wait, one more thing. Can you go to the down towards the strategy part so I can see like the highlights and stuff?
Is this what you're looking for? Okay. Okay, so we're at the point where we got to work on the second problem. And we don't have enough time for share out. So what I'm going to do is, this is 107. What I'm going to do is, and it's like a lot of y'all in class, I'm going to ask you to share your screen at the start of class before you do the problem so I can get your in-class points if you haven't got them already. Because I do want to finish up the second problem so you guys can have that under your belt. Now, this one is asking about the speed, right? Let me move this out the way. So we're using the same equation from above. But this time around, we're not solving for mass. We're solving for our speed, right? Or velocity. That's the V in our equation. So let's grab the equation. I should grab all this because this statement changes. And then we're going to redo our known and unknowns again just to start you guys off. And I want you guys to show the steps, if you can, to getting velocity by itself. So this strategy now is solve for the speed, or in this case, where our equation V for velocity. Spelled out so you guys won't get confused. All right. So now it's solving for V squared. And the problem is you got to learn to use a tool called square root to remove that squared term. So let me jump into that before we get out of here, because I know that's going to be tricky for some students. And then you'll just do the final steps. All right, so let's jump into it. Known and unknown. What do we know? Here, and I'll come over for you. Unknown. What is the question asking you? All right, so far we know that it has a mass, this is kilogram, right? 0.22. So mass is equivalent to, and that's lowercase m in case you forgot. See how fast I can do this problem with you guys. Kilograms. And also, they gave us 72 joules. That's your kinetic energy, right? Remember, it's in joules. And I'll try to put some of this in the chat for you guys. So now unknown, what is it asking you? Well, I just told you it's velocity, or V, equal to some number in meters per second. So you just say m/s. Okay, so you have that problem. We have our known and unknowns done, is what I'm saying. So it's easier. But now we have to solve for these last few things. So if we take the steps we've seen earlier, we're not solving for mass this time, right? We're solving velocity squared. So we want to make sure we move 0.5 into mass in this situation. So let me copy this and come down and put this here. And I'll put this in parentheses, right? Everything in parentheses like we did last time. So turn it off, parentheses, and that's change. And this is change. Yes, I know Google. I'm almost out of time. I get it. So, boy, Google keeps me on point. And don't forget about this part. That should change. But it's going to be divided this time, not by what you saw a moment ago, because we're trying to get mass by itself, velocity by itself, right? So it's going to be 0.5 multiplied by the mass. This will get velocity squared, but not velocity yet. So we're not through with it yet. What you do to one side, you got to do to the other, of course. Here, like we did last time. And we're going to divide by the same thing. That's the whole purpose of algebra. So here are the changes from the previous equation to the next step. Okay. All right, what crosses out? You should know how this works by now. Well, we know this part crosses out and the velocity stays there. Velocity squared stays there, so I'm gonna cross it out. And then we come over here and this part crosses out as well. All right, so let's clean the equation up and get you guys closer to finishing this. So all of this over here in essence is no longer here. Okay. This is all going to be equal to the velocity squared. So I'm just going to grab velocity squared here. Turn that off for a moment. That's your new equation now. Now, what do we do with that? Well, the problem is it's not velocity, it's velocity squared. So we have to use a tool in mathematics called square root. I'm just going to tell you what it is because we're about out of time. But square root is the reverse of squaring something. So let me just clean this up for you. So to get this by itself to just velocity, that's a speed, and not actually velocity squared, actually for speed, you have to square root both sides. In order to square root, you're going to make sure you first put this in parentheses and go to format. Let me turn it off for a moment. Parentheses, and then what you want to do is use the square root by clicking on Insert and come down to Special Characters. And then it loads a menu. In this menu, you're going to make sure you select not arrows, but math. Once you select math, it'll give you all sorts of characters that are mathematical characters. One that we're going to use is square root. And you'll see this here. And I clicked on it and inserted it for me. Looks like a little check mark, but it means square root. So what you do to one side, let's make sure we change the color so you know the changes from each equation. That's a change, right? But what you do to one side, we got to do to the other, right? So let's do that. Grab this and bring it over here. This allows me to get rid of that power of 2 next to the velocity. So put all this in parentheses. And we have a new situation. So I'm almost done with it, everybody. Let's see here. So that's what changed. Now, I'm going to take all this and show you what crosses out. The rest of the steps and the homework problem you guys are going to be responsible for. Okay, so what crosses out? Well, I told you, basically, this reverses that power of 2 there. So you just have velocity is now finally equal, and you put the values in. You have to show the steps of what crosses out with your dimensions as you did this earlier problem. Let's see if you can figure that out. But you still got to do this step. And you got a homework problem, 3A. And it asks, what's the kinetic energy? That one's super simple. You just use the equation and calculate it. But you got to show all steps, right? What crosses out as far as joules, as far as meters per second, as far as force or mass, I'm sorry, kilograms. You got to show how I did what crosses out in your steps, right? So use this time to practice it and get it done. It is 1:15. It's my understanding that you guys don't start your next class until 1:30. I've talked to other teachers. So this is the time where you can share your screen if you have something to share and get your in-class points. I'm going to go down a list and see who wants to do it. No one steps up to the plate. You'll be asked again tomorrow. But, I almost forgot to tell you guys how to submit this stuff, huh? Click on File. Once you're done with everything, go to Download and PDF. Now, this video will be available at 4:30, so you always go back and review it if you want, and catch up if you missed anything, or I just can't remember what he said. It's always available in EDSB at 4:30 and in that slide deck, so there's 2 ways to reach it. Once you click on PDF, you're going to make sure you go to EDSB, and you definitely want to click on the assignment, right? Don't go to this message box, because I'm not going to grade it. You guys got to put it in the assignment. Follow directions. So you click on what is the kinetic energy assignment. And if you scroll down, there's a message to teacher part on your teacher on your view, and you're gonna click on this icon here, browse your computer, and insert your finished document. All right, I think I've explained everything. Who would like to share their screen at this point to get their in-class points? And these points help you when you guys have quizzes and stuff. Let me turn on everything. Okay, good. Chat's back. Okay, so anybody would like to share? You got any questions? You need to go back a screen or something. You guys understand what you have to do? Okay, so Ms. Franklin's sharing. Great job. Go ahead. Oh, you've been keeping up with me. Oh, okay. Nice. Okay, what about the second problem?
before I show you all of it, I've been keeping up, but like the second part, that's when I lose a little bit track. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
But I'm still right there though.
You was trying it out. All right, so let me grab those initial notes. I almost forgot and put those in the chat, so you'll have that because we're almost out of time, you guys. But you got to finish it off. You're not done. What crosses out with this velocity issue? And don't forget, you have a square root here. It's not easy. Just take your time and do it, because this is me reporting back to CPS. They can help. They can handle it. Can you get me? What'd she say? Can you get me at 4? At 4? I don't understand. Okay, I don't know. But to me, I don't know what you was trying to say. I might have missed your message. It was 2 minutes ago, but I don't know what you mean get you at 4. But guys, I guess it's 2 minutes of class. We don't have enough time. And I want to make sure you have time to get ready for your next period. So I gave you the last few notes. You're not done because you got to still put your known values in. And I helped you with that on the screen. And don't forget about your exit slip. Otherwise, have a great day. Please use the link that was emailed to you in case you, I don't know, for some reason can't get in there. Technology don't work that way. You can't get in there because you're not trying to. So please use the links and be on time. Is there any question?
To me, it said.
To me,
She said, "Can you help her at 4?"
At 4 or after school? Okay.
Yeah, to me.
I gotta check and see if the staff is available, but I don't have a problem with it. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody get those notes for the second problem though. So I got the known values on the screen, but I put the strategy in the chat.
Right? Yeah. Can you hold on?
Can I? What happened?
Yeah, I'll ask you. Can you hold on right quick? Oh my god.
Oh, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. I'm here until 1:20. Well, it's my prep period. I can stick around, but you guys got to try to finish this up because I got to get ready to send more emails to students who swear to God they can't get in the rooms. So you need all these parts done, and then don't forget your homework part too. David, you there, man? You're frozen. Let's just see the top of his head, nothing else. All right, I gotta find out what's going on with him. He's been frozen for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, your screen was frozen. Did you have anything done yet, or no?
I have some done, but not yet.
Okay, you got till 8 to turn it in, dude. I mean, did you have any questions? Class is pretty much over with.
None.
All right, well, I'll see you tomorrow. You got the link. All right, Miss. Oh, I'll say Miss Franklin. Let me know you're done, but she's done. Oh, all right, she's gone. All right. So let's stop the recording.